Let me know in the comments below what you've been up to this week, what kind of challenges you've had, successes, and what you've got planned for the rest of the week. So put in the comments below. If you're watching this live, it's just gone past, we're just actually coming up to 10 to 7 o'clock. So put in the comments live. And if you're watching this on the replay, then put in the comments below #replay. If this is your first video content you've seen on mine, then put in the comments below newbie, just so I know how new you are to my content. And just because I'm using Restream, I can't always see the Facebook messages or comments that people make. So I will be looking at my Facebook just to engage and answer any comments that people have. So yes, today I'm going to be sharing with you how to massively increase your self-esteem within 5 days. Now, many of my clients often come to me struggling with self-esteem and looking to work around improving self-esteem. And the reason why self-esteem is so important is because if you don't feel good about yourself or confident about yourself in the inside, it will show up on the outside. Because there's a great saying where they say your inside just a reflection of your outside. And the difference between confidence and self-esteem. So you can do something confidently, like an action. So maybe you could go talk to someone at a bar and do that confidently. But just because you do the action doesn't mean you've got high self-esteem, which is how you really feel about yourself inside. And if you don't have high self-esteem, it's going to impact you in a variety of ways, whether it's stopping you from getting a high salary, whether it's taking huge actions, whether it's having feeling love for yourself. Because if you have low self-esteem, it can affect how you feel about yourself, the image that you have for yourself in terms of your looks, how you feel about your body, all those kind of things. It's kind of massive impact. It can have an impact on your motivation, your productivity, and your ability to reach your goals. So, it's really important that, if you are suffering low self-esteem, that you are actively looking at ways to improve that, because it can have a massive impact in all ways of your life. And left over time, low self-esteem can then affect you from, having the life that you want, and actually achieving new results and having more growth and having big successes. So a lot of my clients, like I said, they always come to me stating that they're suffering low self-esteem. And so I'm going to share with you my 5 best tips in order for you to then be able to, improve your self-esteem within 5 days. Now, obviously, there's no magic pill to this. And obviously, within these 5 days, everyone's results are going to differ because of how much action you take on each step I'm going to share with you. And also, it might take longer because you never know, how much conditioning you might have from, limiting beliefs, traumas, past experiences that could be blocking you. And so this might take longer, but you will see a difference still within the 5 days. So the first thing you need to do is to have awareness. Now, a lot of people don't know exactly for themselves what it is they want in life and what makes them happy, what are their desires, what are their concrete goals, or who they are as a person. They don't know this stuff because they don't have that awareness of who they are as a person. And so the first thing you will need to do is to have clarity. So we need to have an understanding of how we feel about ourselves. What are our thoughts, what are beliefs, because these are things that are going to be running us. So for example, here's a clear kind of step strategy. So if you're thinking negatively, there's normally a belief that's running that show. So it could be, if you're thinking, I'm not good enough, then it might be something where your belief is you're not worthy. And then it links back to, there'll be a sensation behind that, whether that's anger, sadness, and then links back to an experience that you might have had. So maybe when you was a kid, your parents told you you're not worthy. And then from that, you then developed that feeling of sadness or anger. You then had the belief I'm not worthy. Then every time you did something or tried to attempt to take an action, your mind said, I'm not good enough. And then that process will be the thing that's running you. So we need to have that awareness straight away, first of all, of what our beliefs that we have that might be limiting us, and also understanding like where they come from, so that we can address those, clear up whichever's blocking us, and forgive ourselves for any past experiences or traumas, learn from that process, and then move forward. So the first thing we need to do is to have clarity. So I would implore you to sit down and write down all your limiting beliefs and all the emotions that are attached to them, and then figure out when was the first time you had that belief or that first feeling of anger or sadness, and then understand what was it that the experience or trauma that caused it, why did it happen, what did you learn from it, and learn to ask yourself, can you forgive yourself for experiencing that trauma or experience that happened. Once you can do that, you'll be able to then move forward. The second thing you want to do is to have gratitude. Now, gratitude is like a superpower, because in order for you to have more in your life, you first have to be grateful for what you would have. So if you're always complaining about how you look, your friends, your house, any kind of things, you're just constantly complaining about what you've already got, you're never going to be able to manifest new things, because all you're doing is putting out negative energy into the atmosphere, into the world. And then, unfortunately, when you're like that, you're going to be thinking negatively, and all that happens is like attracts like. You'll just attract more negative things to yourself. So you'll attract more debt, you'll attract more negative people into your life. Now, if you can switch that and start to be grateful for things you have, and actually to start saying, okay, look, I see the silver lining in everything I got. You might not have a mansion, but you've got a roof over your head, and there are people out there who don't have a roof. Or you might not have £1 million in the bank, but let's say you've got £10,000 in the bank. There are people who don't have that. So if you can start seeing the positive and actually start being grateful for everything you got, then you'll start to immediately change how you feel about yourself. And then your self-esteem will gradually rise, and then also your mindset will change, because you're no longer complaining or comparing yourself to other people, and you're happy for what you've got. But it doesn't mean you rest on your laurels and think, okay, well, I'm happy for the house. I don't need to improve myself. I don't need to do more to get a bigger house. It just means you're grateful for what you've got already, and then the universe will then start bringing new things to you, because when you're positive and you're happy, that attracts other positive things, other happy people. So, what I suggest you do is to create a gratitude journal and start writing down everything you're grateful for when you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed. And then also write down how does it make you feel, so that when you add the feeling to it, it actually helps you to embody that gratitude, so it has more of an impact on you. And then also, if you say it out verbally, it then seeks deeper into your subconscious mind, because when there's something called the epistemology model, which is when you speak, it goes back into your ear and back into your head. So if you start practicing as well, speaking out your gratitudes and then saying how you feel about them, you'll see a massive difference. Number 3 is, I think it's the crucial one, is you want to stop comparing yourself to other people. Now, a lot of times most people, we end up spending so much of our time comparing ourselves to John or whoever it is else. And then we start saying, oh, well, I don't have a massive house like John does, or I don't have a nice car like Lucy, or whoever it is you're comparing yourself to. The problem with that is that you can't control John's behavior, his actions, or the experiences of the journey they're going through, the skills they have, because we all have different skills, different journeys, and different backgrounds. So we can't control what other people do, because that's out of our hands. All we can do is control ourselves, control how we're feeling, and control the results we're seeing. So when you stop worrying about what other people are doing and actually just focus on your own results, and actually start thinking, okay, look, if you need to compare yourself with someone, compare yourself to how you were last year, and ask yourself, look, have I grown during this next 12 months compared to last year? Have I hit my targets that I set for myself? Why didn't I hit my targets? What went wrong? And what can I learn from? What do I need to do more to do better next time? If you start comparing yourself to how you were the previous year, you'll start to see like a huge difference in terms of your mindset. If you just start focusing on your own results, your actions, then you'll start also again start to see you start to see progress. Because when you just focus on your own results, and the actions you're taking, you're going to start to realize that, if you are taking action and achieving your targets, you start to notice a shift. So just focus on who you are as a person and your results you're achieving. And don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about if it's taking someone else quicker to do something. Work at your own pace, make sure you do it correctly, and make sure that, you just focus on your own results, your own actions. Number 4 is all about self-love. Now, self-love is crucial because a lot of people struggle with this as well. If you don't love who you are as a person, then no one else can love you. And all you're going to do is you're going to project that to other people. And people will feel that. They'll feel that, okay, you don't have confidence for yourself, your self-esteem is really low, and you don't really have love for yourself. And so the problem with that is that people will then show the same back to you. So they'll just be a mere reflection of your how you are inside. And so they won't show you love, they won't show you respect, they will walk all over you, and you'll just attract more of the same, because like I said before, your inside is just a reflection of your outside. But obviously, if you have this abundant self-love for yourself, then that's going to then shine out to the world ahead of you, and everyone will feel, okay, look, this is the person that really has a deep love for themselves, because they can tell your actions, your voice, your words, your behavior, and then they'll realize, okay, this is the person that I need to show love to or respect to, because they're not going to accept it because they have a high self-esteem for themselves. So again, before, if you are going to have a lack of love for yourself, it's going to have a massive impact in terms of your motivation, your energy, how you talk, how you think, all those areas, or even how you behave. So a simple technique that I learnt a few years back from another coach of mine on how to show yourself love is the mirror exercise. So this, all you got to do is, before you go to bed, go stand in front of the mirror, look at yourself dead straight in the mirror, and then for 3 or 4 minutes, you're just going to say I am statements. And this could be like, I am beautiful, or I am a loving person, or I am a good man, or I am a good brother, or I'm a good father, or I'm a good businessman, wherever it is. You just want to say I am statements, because the reason why you're saying I am is you're giving yourself an identity to it, and you're giving yourself that connection based on yourself, because you're linking it to yourself. So when you're saying I am, you're allowing your mind to think, look, I am a powerful person. I am, and then it makes it actually sink deep into your subconscious and into yourself. And if you do this while smiling as well, it has a massive impact, and it allows you then to embody the I am statements. And then in the end, all you're doing is like a closing kind of statement where you say, look, I love myself thoroughly, completely, and I'm happy with who I am. And then that kind of statement just seals it off. And then I promise you, once you've done that and you do that for a couple of nights, you'll notice a massive difference in how you feel about yourself. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you actually notice that you're actually happy to see who you are. It'll help on giving you a better image or self-image about yourself, and it'll change your mindset, because you're saying positive stuff about yourself, you're embodying it, and by the couple of days of doing that, you'll notice a massive difference in how you feel about yourself. Then the 5th one, and I think one of the most crucial ones to boost your confidence, is actions. Because you're never going to boost your self-esteem by staying in your comfort zone. A lot of people will do this, to make a mistake of thinking, look, I'm going to stay in my comfort zone because it's safe, and I don't have to make mistakes or risk having failures. And safe here is comfortable. The problem with comfortability is you can't grow in comfortability. Comfortability is not going to help you get promotion. It is not going to help you skyrocket your confidence or increase your income. All the people who are really successful, they take huge actions, and they take actions regularly. So with you, what you need to do is to, start taking actions, because actions breed confidence, then confidence builds results, results build growth, then growth builds successes. And so it's really important that you actually start looking, okay, look, what are clear actions I can take It's going to help you take me out of a comfort zone. So if you know there's something you need to do, for example, if you want to, get good at talking to people, then you know you have to go to a networking event and start talking to people and introducing yourself. Because the only way you're going to get over that fear of talking to people is by putting yourself in environments where you have to talk to new people, which will stretch you and stretch your comfort zone. So we're not talking about doing things that's going to blow you out. So I'm not saying if you have a fear of heights, then you go and jump out of a plane, because that's just going to blow you out. But what you can do, if you've got a fear of heights, you could, do something like go to the Shard and go up an elevator that takes you to like a high rooftop, or you could take a quick plane journey, go somewhere like a short distance to France or Greece. One of those things that will allow you to get comfortability around the height. So with you, what I'm saying is you need to start looking at actions you can take. So the first thing you want to do to know what actions to take is, first of all, know what's important to you. What are your desires? What are your goals? What makes you happy? So write down all these things, like what are your desires, what are your goals, what makes you happy, and what is it you want in life. So write them all down. Take the time to take 5 or 10 minutes and write down all those. And once you know that, you're going to have clarity for yourself. Okay, what makes you happy? You're going to clarify what your desires are, what your wants are. Then you can then start saying, okay, look, I know this is a want for me, so I want to run my own business, for example. Okay, then what actions do you need to take in order to make that into fruition? And then those actions will be things that are going to have to help you step inside your comfort zone, because they're going to be things you've never done before, and that's going to stretch you. And then obviously when you take actions, it actually tells your brain there's nothing to fear here. So for example, if you've got a desire to do public speaking, and you go to Toastmasters and then stand up from the whole class and you talk, it actually trains your brain to know, look, there's nothing to fear here. So there's no danger, so it doesn't trigger the flight or flight response. And then your body and your brain know there's nothing to fear here, and this is something we can do. And then you'll notice that all the sensations you might experience because the fear will start to decrease, and then you'll start to become more confident in doing that action. So, and then again, actions will then raise your self-esteem, because you're acquiring new skills, you're testing yourself, you're changing your mindset, and you're changing how you feel about yourself. So, sit down and actually commit to doing one big action per day from your list of desires, wants, needs, and goals. And then what you want to do is to then create an achievement diary. So in this achievement diary, you're going to put down every action that you take in, how it made you feel, and what you learned from it, and then how you're going to reward yourself. Because by doing that is, by helping you write down how it makes you feel, is you remember that feeling of what it felt like when you took the action. Because if you take an action, it's going to make you feel good about yourself. So you're going to remember that feeling. Then what you learned is going to allow you to put that action deep in your subconscious to know, okay, well, when I take actions, I actually learn a lot. I learned this, this, and this, and that was good. And then what was your reward? So you want to reward yourself to show yourself recognition for doing that. So you could say, look, my reward today is I'm going to watch 10 minutes of Netflix, or I'm going to treat myself to, the cinema. So you're giving yourself an incentive to then continue taking actions. And then by having that booklet of your achievements, you can read back on those, and that will show yourself that you are making achievements, you are having progress, and you are someone that takes actions. Because a lot of times people will downplay their actions or achievements and say they're not achieving anything or they're not making any progress, when they're actually making loads of progress. It might not be the big goal at the end of it. Say if you want to have like a successful business, but if you're taking actions, like you create a website, you're generating leads, those are actions you're taking that are taking you along the way to your big goal. Might not feel like it at the time, but each of those actions is taking you closer. So you want to start taking actions and then commit to doing at least one action a day that takes you out of your comfort zone. And then after those 5 days of doing those things, I promise you'll notice a huge difference in how you feel about yourself, in your mindset, in how you behave, in your actions, because they'll change. And you also will be thinking more positively, you'll be more happier, and have a massive impact in all other areas of your life, because you'll start taking more actions, you'll start to see more results, you have bigger growth, and you'll start to, attract and manifest positive things in your life. So give those a try. They've had huge results for many of my clients that have taken on those 5 points I've shared with you. And if you found this of lots of good value, then put in the comments below. And also for your call to action, I also have a Facebook group called the Confidence Members Build a Confidence Building Members Network. Sorry, couldn't get the words out there. So Confidence Building Members Network. Now this is a powerful group, private exclusive group, that's geared around helping young professionals, entrepreneurs, and business owners to master their confidence, increase their income, create a winning mindset, and also to support them in growing a business. So you have that passive income, be able to improve your quality of life, which will then in turn help you to master your confidence. So in this group is a really good group because there'll be weekly Q&As, weekly lives, there's content-based videos. I'll be sharing you lots of key insights and things that are going to help you grow. And also at the same time, it's a group where you can, share with other members on things that motivate you, inspire you, things that help with business or confidence or mindset. So it's a group that you can support each other. And you're going to have that accountability as well from other like-minded people that hold you accountable to your results. So you'll start to see huge progress and you'll have that extra support in order to achieve your goals. And it's a free group, so there's no risk at all with it. So my advice to you is to join my Facebook group, so the Confidence Builders Members Network, and also let your friends and family and colleagues know to join the group because you'll be adding huge value to them because it's going to have a massive difference on them like it's going to have a massive difference on you. So get them to check that out. If you stay to the end and you're an A player, then put in the comments below, A player. Also, want you to tell me one thing you can take away from tonight's live you can implement straight away in your life. Because remember, it's in the implementation, the action taking, where you're going to see different results and have bigger growths. And I'm also going to be doing another live tomorrow at 6 p.m, so check that out. Let your friends and family know about the live as well. Otherwise, thanks everybody for being on tonight's live. We'll catch up soon. Take care.